Hello there, and welcome to Sleepy Theories. I'm so glad you're here. Whether you're settling into bed, unwinding after a long day, or simply letting your mind drift gently into the evening, this space is made for you. Before we begin tonight's journey, may I ask, where in the world are you listening from? It's always lovely to imagine this quiet little corner of curiosity stretching across time zones and tucked away bedrooms. If you enjoy calming, thoughtful explorations like this, I'd be truly grateful if you could tap the like button and subscribe. And to those of you who are already part of this slow, sleepy adventure, thank you so much for being here. Now, I'll do my best not to make this too fascinating. But if it does keep you awake, at least you'll leave with a head full of wonderful questions and the strange satisfaction of learning something you never knew you needed to know. Imagine stepping back in time to a world where towering creatures roamed the earth long before humans ever existed. A time when the very landscape we walk upon was vastly different. The air thick with the sounds of ancient creatures, and the skies alive with flying reptiles. Today, we embark on a quiet, reflective journey through the rise and fall of the dinosaurs. Together, we will explore a world where giants roamed freely, and ecosystems flourished with life unlike anything we see today. As we dive into their story, let us relax, breathe deeply, and let the whispers of this forgotten world take us on a journey through time. It's a world of mystery, wonder, and awe, one where we can only imagine what it would have been like to witness the grandeur of these magnificent creatures. Dinosaurs once ruled our planet, but they vanished mysteriously millions of years ago. What happened to these magnificent creatures? How did they rise to power, and why did they ultimately fall from dominance? We'll explore their extraordinary journey, tracing their steps through millions of years, and uncovering the mystery of their sudden disappearance. Dinosaurs evolved from small, humble ancestors into the towering giants we associate with their name. But how did they conquer the planet? And what led to their dramatic extinction? We'll examine the theories, the fossils, and the evidence that guide us in understanding how they ruled the Earth for millions of years. Their rise, their evolution, and their fall are bound together in the story we'll share today. In our journey, we'll uncover the scientific theories that explain the rise of these incredible creatures. We'll take a step-by-step approach to understanding how dinosaurs emerged, adapted, and thrived in their unique environments. From their earliest ancestors to their final days, we'll look at the fossil evidence that tells the story of their life on Earth. How did they evolve to become the apex predators, herbivores, and flying reptiles that dominated for over 150 million years? This journey through time will allow us to examine the ancient world of the dinosaurs, the environments they lived in, and the events that led to their ultimate extinction. Let your mind wander through these ancient lands as we explore the world of the dinosaurs, feeling the quiet rhythm of time. The dawn of dinosaurs. The early Mesozoic era. Imagine for a moment the world more than 230 million years ago, when Earth was a very different place. Continents, as we know them today, didn't exist yet. Instead, they were joined together in supercontinents, vast land masses that stretched across the globe. At this time, Earth's climate was warmer than it is now, with no ice caps at the poles and a more temperate environment than what we experience today. The air was thick with the sounds of early life, and the world was beginning to change years ago would set the stage for the rise of the dinosaurs, marking a new chapter in the story of life on this planet. The Mesozoic era is often referred to as the Age of Dinosaurs, and for good reason. It spanned over 180 million years, from the late Triassic period to the end of the Cretaceous period, and it was during this time that the first dinosaurs appeared. But before the dinosaurs could take center stage, Earth had to go through a series of geological and environmental changes. The late Triassic period, about 230 million years ago, was a time of transition. Life was evolving rapidly, and Earth's environment was transforming, setting the stage for the emergence of new species. Forests were beginning to flourish, and early reptiles, amphibians, and the first mammals were already taking their place in the ecosystem. However, it was the rise of the dinosaurs that would ultimately change the course of evolution for the entire planet. As the supercontinent Pangaea began to break apart, new land masses started to form, and the first oceans appeared between them. This split created new ecological niches for life to evolve and diversify. The climate, which was warm and humid, supported lush vegetation, providing ample food for the emerging species. It was within this unique environment that the first dinosaurs began to emerge, slowly adapting to their surroundings and gradually dominating the landscape. But how did they come to be? How did these remarkable creatures evolve from earlier reptilian ancestors, setting the stage for their dominance in the coming ages? Evolution and the first dinosaurs. The earliest dinosaurs were not the giant creatures we often think of when we hear the word dinosaur. In fact, the first dinosaurs were small, agile, and nimble creatures that had to adapt to the ever-changing environment around them. These early dinosaurs evolved from earlier reptilian ancestors that roamed the Earth during the late Triassic period. Before dinosaurs took over, reptiles like Proterosaurus and Archosaur were already present in the world. But the true rise of the dinosaurs came when they began to dominate the land. The early dinosaurs, which appeared around 230 million years ago, were actually quite small and light, about the size of modern-day dogs or cats, and they were fast runners. These early creatures evolved from a group of reptiles known as archosaurs, which were distinguished by their upright stance and specific skeletal features, such as a more advanced pelvis structure, which allowed for more efficient movement. One of the earliest known dinosaurs was Eoraptor, a small carnivorous dinosaur that lived in the late Triassic period. Eoraptor was about the size of a modern dog, with a slender body and long legs, designed for speed and agility. Its fossilized remains suggest that it was both a predator and scavenger, eating small animals and plants. Eoraptor is often considered one of the earliest examples of the dinosaur lineage, showing the transition from earlier reptiles to true dinosaurs. Another early dinosaur was Herrerasaurus, a more robust and slightly larger predator that roamed what is now South America. Unlike Eoraptor, Herrerasaurus had a more powerful jaw and sharp teeth, which it used to catch prey. These early dinosaurs were perfectly adapted to the ecosystems of their time, filling niches as small predators and omnivores. Their ability to move quickly and adapt to changing environments helped them thrive in the world that was beginning to evolve. Perhaps the most well-known of the early dinosaurs was Coelophysis, a small, agile carnivore that lived during the late Triassic period. Coelophysis was one of the first dinosaurs to have been extensively studied, with many fossils discovered over the years. It was a slender, fast-moving dinosaur, about 3 meters long, with long, sharp teeth and a body built for speed. Coelophysis hunted in packs, likely preying on small vertebrates and invertebrates. As early dinosaurs began to evolve, they diversified into different groups, each adapted to their specific environmental conditions. These early species represented the first step in the long evolutionary journey that would lead to the larger, more complex dinosaurs of the Jurassic and Cretaceous periods, the rise of the dinosaur kingdom. As time passed and the Earth's ecosystems continued to change, dinosaurs began to evolve and diversify in remarkable ways. The late Triassic period gradually gave way to the Jurassic period, a time of significant environmental change. During the Jurassic, the Earth saw the rise of some of the largest and most famous dinosaurs in history, with species becoming larger and more complex. The rise of the dinosaur kingdom is marked by the gradual emergence of larger species that began to dominate their respective environments, outcompeting earlier reptilian creatures for food, territory, and resources. The earliest dinosaurs evolved into distinct groups that would continue to flourish for millions of years, shaping the ecosystems of their time. The evolution of different dinosaur groups was influenced by the changing climate and landscapes of the Earth. Some dinosaurs became towering giants, while others adapted to smaller, more agile forms. Among the most notable early groups were the theropods, sauropodomorphs, and ornithischians. Theropods, the carnivorous dinosaurs, included species like Allosaurus and Ceratosaurus. These creatures were built for speed and power, and their predatory nature made them the apex predators of their time. Meanwhile, the sauropodomorphs, such as the iconic Brachiosaurus and Apatosaurus, were the massive herbivores that grazed on the lush vegetation of the Earth's landscape. These creatures were characterized by long necks and enormous bodies, allowing them to reach high into trees to feed on leaves that other herbivores could not access. And finally, the ornithischians, which included dinosaurs like Stegosaurus and Triceratops, were armored or horned herbivores that formed their own unique group of plant eaters. The rise of these diverse groups marked the beginning of the dinosaurs' true reign over the Earth. The ecosystems of the Mesozoic era were full of life, with dinosaurs occupying every niche from the tallest trees to the smallest, hidden corners of the forest floor. As each group adapted to its environment, the landscape of Earth began to shift and change, providing new opportunities for the dinosaurs to thrive. The Jurassic period, in particular, became a time of immense evolutionary innovation, where dinosaurs began to fill every corner of the planet with their presence. From the largest herbivores to the smallest predators, the dinosaurs ruled the Earth in a variety of forms, creating a rich, diverse world that would last for millions of years. As the dinosaurs grew in size and diversity, their environments evolved with them. The Earth's landscapes began to shift, with vast forests spreading across the planet, providing ample vegetation for the growing herbivores. Meanwhile, the carnivorous dinosaurs adapted their hunting skills, evolving sharper teeth, longer limbs, and faster reflexes. The ecosystems during the Mesozoic era became incredibly rich and complex, supporting an array of species that thrived in different environmental conditions. The dinosaurs' rise was not a random event. It was the result of millions of years of evolutionary adaptation to a changing planet. They were able to fill every niche, from towering giants to smaller, faster creatures, each with their unique adaptations that allowed them to survive and thrive in the ever-evolving world. The Jurassic period, in particular, was a time when dinosaurs reached their peak in terms of size, variety, and ecological dominance. The forests were alive with the sounds of Brachiosaurus, Apatosaurus, and other giant herbivores, while the skies were ruled by flying reptiles like Pteranodon and Pterodostro. On the ground, massive carnivores like Allosaurus roamed, preying on the abundant herbivores. The diverse dinosaur groups not only dominated the land, but they also shaped the entire ecosystem in ways that we can only begin to understand. The lush vegetation supported these large herbivores, while the carnivores kept the herbivore population in check, creating a delicate balance in the ecosystem. In this way, the rise of the dinosaur kingdom was not just about size or strength, but about the interdependence of different species, each playing a vital role in the intricate web of life that sustained them. The Cretaceous period saw the continued evolution of these remarkable creatures, with new species appearing and older ones reaching their peak. During this time, dinosaurs became more specialized, evolving new behaviors and physical features that allowed them to adapt to the changing world. The rise of flowering plants in the Cretaceous provided new food sources for herbivores, while also encouraging the evolution of new types of predators that fed on them. The theropods, including famous predators like Tyrannosaurus rex, evolved to become larger and more powerful, dominating their ecosystems with their strength and hunting abilities. Meanwhile, other dinosaurs, such as Triceratops and Ankylosaurus, evolved protective features such as horns and armor, which helped them fend off the increasingly dangerous predators that roamed the earth. The Cretaceous period also witnessed the first flowering plants and the rise of new species of mammals, though they remained small and relatively insignificant compared to the dinosaurs. The Earth's changing climate, combined with the rapid evolution of dinosaurs, allowed them to dominate every continent. Dinosaurs were not just confined to one specific region of the planet. They thrived across the globe, from the arid deserts to the humid rainforests. The rise of these creatures was a global phenomenon, and their dominance left a mark on the planet's ecosystems that can still be felt today. The diversity of life during the Mesozoic era was astounding, with new dinosaur species appearing in every region, and each contributing to the vast and intricate ecosystems that made up the ancient world. As the Mesozoic era progressed, different groups of dinosaurs began to evolve and diversify into specialized forms. One of the most notable groups were the theropods, the carnivorous dinosaurs that were among the first to evolve into large, powerful predators. These creatures were fast and agile, with sharp claws, teeth, and powerful jaws that allowed them to dominate the land. Among the most famous theropods was Tyrannosaurus rex, a massive carnivore that ruled the late Cretaceous period, known for its massive size and powerful bite. Other smaller theropods, such as Velociraptor, were agile hunters that likely worked together in packs to hunt prey. Their evolution marked a key moment in the development of predatory behavior in dinosaurs. Another major group of dinosaurs was the sauropodomorphs, the long-necked herbivores that included iconic species like Brachiosaurus, Apatosaurus, and Diplodocus. These massive creatures were among the largest to ever walk the earth, with long necks that allowed them to reach vegetation high in the trees. sauropodomorphs evolved to become enormous giants, with massive bodies supported by thick, sturdy legs and long tails for balance. Their size made them nearly invulnerable to predators, and they played a critical role in shaping the landscapes of the Mesozoic era. By grazing on large quantities of plant life, these dinosaurs helped maintain the balance of the ecosystem, preventing the overgrowth of vegetation. The ornithischians, the armored and horned herbivores, were another fascinating group of dinosaurs. These dinosaurs evolved various forms of protection, from thick, bony armor to sharp horns and spikes, to defend themselves against the large carnivores that roamed the earth. Some ornithischians, like Stegosaurus, were heavily armored with large plates along their backs, while others, like Triceratops, developed massive horns to protect themselves from predators. The evolution of these defenses allowed ornithischians to thrive in a world dominated by carnivores, and their survival played an important role in maintaining the balance of the ecosystems they inhabited. Each of these groups, theropods, sauropodomorphs, and ornithischians, evolved unique traits that allowed them to thrive in their respective environments. Together, they represented the incredible diversity of life during the Mesozoic era, and their evolution helped shape the Earth's ecosystems in ways that were unlike anything seen before or after. The rise of these diverse groups marked the peak of dinosaur evolution, where species continue to evolve and adapt to the ever-changing world around them. The Mesozoic era was truly the Age of Dinosaurs, a time when life on Earth was dominated by these magnificent creatures, and the planet was forever shaped by their presence. The Jurassic period, a time that lasted from approximately 201 to 145 million years ago, was when dinosaurs truly began to dominate Earth. It was an era defined by enormous creatures, where the planet was ruled by giant, lumbering herbivores and powerful predatory dinosaurs. The Earth was lush and full of life, covered in dense forests, and the air was filled with the sounds of creatures both gentle and fierce. Towering ferns and cycads filled the landscape, providing food for the massive herbivores that roamed the land. Meanwhile, the skies were alive with the movement of flying reptiles, and the oceans were teeming with marine life. For the first time, the dominance of the dinosaurs was fully realized, and they reigned supreme over the planet. In this time, Brachiosaurus, one of the most iconic dinosaurs, dominated the landscape. With its long neck and massive body, Brachiosaurus could reach the tallest trees to graze on leaves that other herbivores could not reach. It was a colossal creature, weighing as much as 50 tons and measuring up to 80 feet in length. These giants were gentle giants, moving slowly through their environment, feeding on the abundant vegetation that covered the earth. Their size made them nearly invulnerable to the predators of the time, and they created new ecological niches by feeding high in the trees, leaving room for other herbivores to graze at ground level. The dominance of such creatures reshaped ecosystems in profound ways, creating a world where the balance of life was maintained by the sheer size and presence of these animals. Stegosaurus, another iconic dinosaur of the Jurassic, was a well-known herbivore that helped shape the ecosystem in its own way. With its distinctive backplates and spiked tail, Stegosaurus had a unique defense mechanism to protect itself from predators like Allosaurus. These creatures were not the giants like Brachiosaurus, but they played a crucial role in the Jurassic period's ecosystems. The spikes on their tails, known as the thagomizer, were likely used to defend against predators, and their large body, combined with their slow movements, made them an imposing presence in their environment. Allosaurus, one of the most fearsome predators of the Jurassic period, roamed the earth in search of prey. With its sharp teeth and powerful jaws, it was capable of hunting and killing large herbivores like Stegosaurus. These massive creatures, both herbivores and carnivores, shaped the Jurassic period's ecosystems in ways that were both subtle and profound. Their relationships formed complex food chains and webs, where each species played a vital role in maintaining balance. The larger herbivores, like Brachiosaurus, consumed vast amounts of vegetation, while the carnivores, like Allosaurus, kept their numbers in check. This cycle helped maintain a healthy balance in the ecosystems, ensuring that no one species became too dominant. The Jurassic period was truly a time of giants, where the Earth's landscape was shaped by these immense creatures. The Cretaceous period, which lasted from approximately 145 to 66 million years ago, was the peak of dinosaur evolution. During this time, new species of dinosaurs evolved, and existing ones grew larger and more diverse. It was during the Cretaceous that some of the most famous and fearsome dinosaurs emerged, forever cementing their place in history. The climate during this period was warmer than today, with polar regions free from ice, and the Earth was covered in lush vegetation. The rise of flowering plants, known as angiosperms, provided new food sources for herbivores, leading to an explosion of new species and evolutionary innovations. As the climate changed, dinosaurs adapted to new ecological pressures, and this was the time when some of the most iconic creatures walked the Earth. One of the most famous dinosaurs of the Cretaceous period was Tyrannosaurus rex, a massive, fearsome predator that became the apex predator of its time. Known for its large head, sharp teeth, and powerful bite, T-Rex stood at the top of the food chain, hunting and preying on large herbivores like Triceratops. It was a carnivore built for speed and strength, capable of bringing down prey much larger than itself. Another famous dinosaur from the Cretaceous period was Triceratops, a herbivore with 3 distinct facial horns and a large frill protecting its neck. Triceratops was one of the largest ceratopsians, a group of dinosaurs known for their horns and frills, and it used its defensive traits to fend off predators like T-Rex. Together, Tyrannosaurus rex and Triceratops became one of the most famous predator-prey relationships in history, symbolizing the dramatic battles that played out across the landscapes of the Cretaceous period. The Cretaceous period also saw the rise of Velociraptor, a smaller but highly intelligent predator that hunted in packs. Velociraptor was agile and quick, using its sharp claws and cunning to hunt smaller prey. Unlike the massive T-Rex, Velociraptor relied on speed and agility to overpower its prey. It is believed that Velociraptor hunted in groups, working together to take down larger animals, making it one of the most successful predators of the Cretaceous. This period also witnessed the rise of other iconic species, like Ankylosaurus, a heavily armored dinosaur with a clubbed tail, and Spinosaurus, a large predator with a sail-like structure along its back. The Cretaceous was a time of incredible evolutionary development, where new species and behaviors emerged, each uniquely adapted to the changing world. As the climate warmed and new plant species emerged, herbivores evolved to graze on this new vegetation, further changing the dynamics of dinosaur ecosystems. The appearance of flowering plants and angiosperms led to a significant shift in herbivore diets, and species began to evolve to cope with this new food source. Some herbivores developed longer necks, like sauropods, while others, like triceratops, grew more defensive features to protect themselves from predators. Meanwhile, the rise of new predatory tactics in carnivorous dinosaurs pushed herbivores to evolve new defense mechanisms. The food chains of the Cretaceous were more complex than ever, with each group of dinosaurs finding its own niche in a rapidly changing world. Throughout the Mesozoic era, dinosaurs played crucial roles in shaping the Earth's ecosystems. These magnificent creatures were not just large in size, but also in purpose. The massive herbivores, like Brachiosaurus and Apatosaurus, consumed vast amounts of vegetation, influencing the types of plants that thrived in the landscape. Their grazing habits helped shape the forests and plains, ensuring that plant life remained in balance with the herbivores. In turn, the carnivores, such as T-Rex and Allosaurus, kept the populations of herbivores in check, preventing any one species from becoming too abundant and overwhelming the ecosystem. This delicate balance allowed life to flourish in the Mesozoic world, creating a dynamic web of interactions between plants, herbivores, and carnivores. The rise of herbivorous dinosaurs also led to the development of new plant life. As herbivores evolved to feed on different types of vegetation, plants responded by evolving new defenses, such as thorns, toxins, and the development of new reproductive strategies. This interaction between plant and herbivore pushed both groups to evolve in ways that kept the ecosystem dynamic and healthy. Similarly, carnivorous dinosaurs evolved their hunting strategies, adapting to the changing behavior and physical features of herbivores. Some, like Velociraptor, evolved to hunt in packs, while others, like T-Rex, became solitary apex predators, using their powerful jaws to bring down large prey. Dinosaurs were not simply creatures of size, they were creatures of purpose, each playing a vital role in the ecosystems of their time. Whether they were predators keeping the herbivore population under control, or herbivores shaping the plant life of the world, dinosaurs had a profound impact on the planet. Their interactions with the environment and with each other helped create a balanced ecosystem that allowed life to thrive and evolve. Without dinosaurs, the Mesozoic era would have looked vastly different, and life on Earth would have evolved along an entirely different path. Dinosaurs were not just a passing chapter in Earth's history. They were the architects of the ecosystems they inhabited, shaping the planet in ways we may never fully understand. As the Cretaceous period unfolded, it brought with it a time of rapid evolutionary changes, with new species emerging and existing ones evolving to meet the demands of a changing world. The planet itself was transforming, with warm temperatures and lush vegetation providing an abundant environment for the dinosaurs. Flowering plants, or angiosperms, began to spread across the Earth, changing the landscape and providing new food sources for herbivores. These changes in the plant world had a profound effect on herbivores, prompting evolutionary adaptations in how they fed and survived. Meanwhile, the rise of flowering plants also allowed for the evolution of new types of pollinators, insects, and small mammals, filling additional ecological roles within the ecosystem. One of the most iconic creatures of the Cretaceous period was Tyrannosaurus rex. This apex predator, often referred to as T-Rex, was a colossal force in the Cretaceous ecosystems. Standing at over 12 feet tall and growing up to 40 feet in length, T-Rex was an incredibly powerful carnivore, with a bone-crushing bite. Its massive jaws, filled with sharp teeth, allowed it to hunt large herbivores such as Triceratops and Hadrosaurus. Despite its size, T-Rex was likely an active hunter, stalking and ambushing prey in dense forests or open plains. Its keen senses and formidable strength made it one of the most fearsome predators to ever walk the earth. But T-Rex was not alone in this reign of dominance. Triceratops, with its 3 distinct facial horns and large frill, became one of the most famous herbivores of the time. Triceratops was one of the largest members of the Ceratopsidae family, a group of herbivores known for their horns and frills. With its 3 horns, 1 on its nose and 2 above its eyes, Triceratops was well equipped to defend itself against predators like T-Rex. Its massive frill likely served not only as protection, but also as a display to attract mates. Triceratops roamed the Cretaceous plains in large herds, feeding on low-lying vegetation like ferns and cycads. Its size, combined with its defensive adaptations, made it one of the dominant herbivores of the period. The relationship between T-Rex and Triceratops represents one of the most iconic predator-prey dynamics in the history of life on Earth. The Cretaceous period truly saw the rise of some of the most famous and fearsome dinosaurs. Alongside Tyrannosaurus rex and Triceratops, another well-known dinosaur from the Cretaceous period was the Velociraptor. Unlike the massive T-Rex, the Velociraptor was smaller, more agile, and highly intelligent. Growing to only about 6 feet long, Velociraptor hunted in packs, using coordination and strategy to overwhelm prey much larger than itself. Its sharp claws and teeth, combined with its speed, made it an efficient predator, capable of chasing down smaller herbivores and even competing with larger carnivores for food. The Velociraptor's hunting techniques, which likely included pack behavior, demonstrate the sophisticated social structures some dinosaur species may have had. This group behavior would prove to be one of the key factors in their survival, giving them an edge over other, more solitary hunters. The role that dinosaurs played in their ecosystems cannot be overstated. These magnificent creatures were not just giants of size, but creatures of purpose. Dinosaurs were essential in shaping the environments they lived in, maintaining balance in ecosystems that were incredibly rich and complex. From towering sauropods like Brachiosaurus to swift predators like T-Rex, every species of dinosaur played an integral role in its habitat, creating food chains and influencing plant and animal life. The presence of dinosaurs in the Mesozoic era was a defining feature, and their relationships with their environments are a testament to how life evolves in response to changing conditions. As herbivores, dinosaurs like Brachiosaurus and Stegosaurus helped to shape the landscape by consuming vast amounts of vegetation. Their grazing kept forests and plains in balance, preventing the overgrowth of plants and maintaining a healthy, sustainable environment for other species. In turn, the carnivores like Allosaurus and T-Rex played their part by controlling the populations of herbivores, ensuring that no one species became too abundant and caused ecological imbalance. The balance between predator and prey kept the Mesozoic ecosystems in check, allowing them to thrive for millions of years. The large herbivores also helped shape the vegetation of the time by feeding on low-lying plants and trees, which in turn encouraged the growth of new species of plants. The evolution of defensive adaptations in herbivorous dinosaurs also played an important role in shaping ecosystems. Dinosaurs like Triceratops, with its frill and horns, developed protective features that helped them survive against the fierce predators of the time. These adaptations helped herbivores maintain their place in the food chain and ensured that herbivores continued to thrive alongside the carnivores. Similarly, carnivorous dinosaurs evolved strategies to hunt effectively, with some relying on speed and agility, while others, like T-Rex, used their strength and size to overpower their prey. The evolutionary strategies of both herbivores and carnivores contributed to the balance and complexity of the Mesozoic ecosystems. The interactions between dinosaurs and their environment were incredibly intricate, creating ecosystems that were not just dependent on size, but on the roles each species played within the system. Herbivores provided food for predators, while predators controlled herbivore populations, ensuring that ecosystems remained stable and diverse. The ecosystems of the Mesozoic era were truly a marvel of natural balance, and dinosaurs in their various forms were central to maintaining that balance. Their diversity, from the towering giants to the smaller, swifter predators, ensured that life on Earth continued to evolve in complex and fascinating ways. The dominance of dinosaurs during this period wasn't just a matter of size and strength. It was a product of millions of years of evolutionary adaptation, shaped by the environments they lived in and their crucial roles in the ecosystems they created. Imagine a time when the world was alive with the roars of dinosaurs, when giant creatures like Tyrannosaurus rex and Triceratops roamed freely across the earth. And then, in an instant, everything changed. The most widely accepted explanation for the extinction of these magnificent creatures revolves around a single catastrophic event, an asteroid impact so powerful that it forever altered the course of life on Earth. This asteroid, which struck near what is now the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, created the Chicxulub crater, a massive impact site that bears the scars of this life-altering event. The asteroid was about 10 kilometers in diameter and released an amount of energy equivalent to billions of atomic bombs. This impact was the tipping point for the mass extinction event that wiped out approximately 75% of life on Earth, including the dinosaurs. The evidence supporting the asteroid impact theory is compelling and widespread. Layers of iridium, a rare metal that is more commonly found in asteroids, have been discovered all over the world in the geologic layer corresponding to the time of the dinosaurs' extinction. This global layer of iridium marks the boundary between the Cretaceous and Tertiary periods, known as the KT boundary, and it is a telltale sign of an extraterrestrial impact. Along with the iridium layer, researchers found evidence of shocked quartz and tektites, materials formed only under extreme pressure, such as the kind created by an asteroid impact. This evidence points to a sudden, massive event that changed the environment dramatically. The impact of the asteroid would have sent shock waves through the planet, creating massive wildfires and tsunamis that devastated the landscape. The blast also released huge amounts of dust, soot, and gases into the atmosphere, blocking out the sun for months or even years. This nuclear winter effect caused global temperatures to plummet, disrupting ecosystems and halting photosynthesis. The Earth's climate cooled dramatically, and the plants that herbivorous dinosaurs relied on for food began to die. As plant life disappeared, so too did the herbivores that fed on them. And in turn, the carnivores that preyed upon them also faced extinction. The asteroid impact wasn't the only factor, but it was the most immediate and dramatic cause of the dinosaurs' extinction. The environmental changes brought on by this event were so severe that they created a cascade of ecological disruptions. Temperatures plummeted, acid rain fell from the sky, and the Earth's atmosphere was choked with dust and debris. These conditions were not just a temporary setback for life on Earth. They were a permanent change, one that would alter the planet's environment for millions of years. This cataclysmic event was a turning point in the history of life on Earth, and it marked the end of the reign of the dinosaurs. As if the asteroid impact wasn't enough, there's another theory that suggests massive volcanic activity also played a role in the extinction event. Towards the end of the Cretaceous period, volcanic eruptions were becoming increasingly frequent and intense, especially in regions like the Deccan Traps in modern-day India. These volcanic eruptions sent massive plumes of ash, gases, and sulfur into the atmosphere, blocking out sunlight and causing further disruption to the climate. The volcanic activity released carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, contributing to long-term climate change. This constant release of gases, coupled with the cooling effects of ash and aerosols, created a volatile climate that became inhospitable for many species. These long-term volcanic eruptions, occurring over thousands or even millions of years, compounded the effects of the asteroid impact. As volcanic activity increased, it led to a greenhouse effect, causing global warming. This warming would have been catastrophic for many species, as ecosystems that thrived in the cool, stable climates of the Cretaceous began to break down. Plants and herbivores, already struggling from the asteroid impact's aftermath, found it increasingly difficult to survive in the rapidly changing climate. As volcanic gases, such as sulfur dioxide, clouded the sky, they created acid rain that further damaged the environment, making the planet even less hospitable. The combined forces of the asteroid impact and volcanic eruptions created an environmental disaster that was too much for the dinosaurs and many other species to survive. While the asteroid impact was the immediate cause of the dinosaurs' demise, the long-term effects of volcanic activity cannot be underestimated. The volcanic activity likely exacerbated the environmental destruction caused by the asteroid, making it even more difficult for species to adapt and survive. The ash and gases released by the volcanoes would have lingered in the atmosphere for years, creating an environment where survival was increasingly difficult for many organisms. It's possible that the volcanic eruptions had already begun to weaken ecosystems, making them more vulnerable to the final blow from the asteroid impact. Together, these two catastrophic events, one sudden and violent, the other long-term and persistent, led to the mass extinction that marked the end of the dinosaurs. The aftermath of the KT extinction event was a time of profound change. The world was forever altered. Forests burned, oceans acidified, and much of life perished. The dinosaurs, which had ruled the Earth for over 160 million years, were gone, leaving a void in the planet's ecosystems. But life on Earth didn't cease. It adapted and evolved in the wake of the extinction event, as smaller creatures began to thrive in the absence of the dinosaurs. Mammals, which had previously been small and largely insignificant, began to flourish, slowly taking over the ecological niches left behind by the dinosaurs. The extinction of the dinosaurs allowed for the rise of new groups of animals, eventually leading to the evolution of the mammals that would dominate the planet in the future. As the Earth recovered from the devastating impacts of the asteroid and volcanic activity, ecosystems began to slowly regenerate. The extinction of the dinosaurs opened up new opportunities for smaller, more adaptable creatures to thrive. mammals began to diversify and evolve, eventually leading to the rise of larger species, including humans. The aftermath of the extinction event was not just a time of destruction. It was a transitional moment in the history of life on Earth. The disappearance of the dinosaurs allowed for the emergence of a new world, one where mammals would eventually become the dominant life forms on the planet. Softly reflecting on this, we realized that the extinction of the dinosaurs was not the end of life. It was the beginning of a new era. The Earth was a vastly different place after the KT event, and the ecosystems that emerged were filled with new species and new possibilities. The rise of mammals, though a slow and gradual process, marked the beginning of a new chapter in the history of life on Earth. The dinosaurs may have been gone, but the Earth was far from empty. The creatures that remained began to evolve in the absence of their giant predecessors, and the Earth began to flourish once again. It is a reminder that life, though fragile, has a remarkable ability to adapt and persist, even in the face of unimaginable catastrophe. In the wake of the catastrophic events that led to the extinction of the dinosaurs, the Earth entered a new chapter in its evolutionary history. The massive loss of life created an ecological void, one that would take millions of years to fill. The devastation left by the KT extinction event was unprecedented in the history of Earth. The atmosphere was choked with dust and debris, and the climate was in turmoil. Yet, life on Earth did not vanish entirely. It simply adapted, finding a new way to thrive in a world where the giants once ruled. As the Earth slowly recovered from the asteroid impact and the volcanic eruptions, new ecosystems began to form. The harsh, post-apocalyptic world gradually began to stabilize, and smaller creatures began to take advantage of the empty niches left by the dinosaurs. Mammals, which had previously been small nocturnal creatures, began to flourish in the absence of their larger competitors. Without the dinosaurs occupying the top of the food chain, mammals were able to evolve and diversify, eventually leading to the rise of larger species, including those that would eventually become our ancestors. The Cenozoic era, which followed the extinction event, became known as the Age of Mammals, as mammals began to dominate the planet. However, this new era would not have been possible without the extinction of the dinosaurs, which had left behind a world with opportunities for smaller creatures to adapt and evolve. The extinction of the dinosaurs was not just a tragic event. It was a turning point in the history of life on Earth, one that opened the door for new species to evolve and fill the gaps left behind by the giants. The world slowly began to heal, and the environments that had been devastated by the asteroid impact and volcanic activity began to regenerate. Plants and trees started to grow again, and new herbivores evolved to graze on the vegetation. With the herbivores came new predators, and the balance of life on Earth began to stabilize once more. While the extinction of the dinosaurs marked the end of one era, it also marked the beginning of another. The rise of mammals, birds, and other species created a new, dynamic ecosystem, one that would continue to evolve over millions of years. The mass extinction of the dinosaurs, although devastating, allowed for the rapid diversification of life on Earth. Mammals, which had been small and inconspicuous during the reign of the dinosaurs, began to flourish in the absence of their larger competitors. These small, adaptable creatures quickly spread across the globe, evolving into a wide variety of forms. From the tiny shrew-like mammals that first emerged to the giant mammals that would eventually rule the Earth. The absence of dinosaurs allowed mammals to diversify in ways never before seen. One of the most significant changes that occurred in the aftermath of the extinction was the rise of birds. While modern birds evolved from theropod dinosaurs like Archaeopteryx, it was the sudden availability of ecological niches that allowed them to flourish. With the downfall of their dinosaur ancestors, birds were able to evolve into a wide variety of forms, filling ecological roles once held by large predatory dinosaurs. These early birds began to thrive in the forests and skies that had once been dominated by flying reptiles like Pteranodon and Pterodastro. Birds, in many ways, became the heirs to the dinosaurs' legacy, evolving rapidly and filling new roles in the post-dinosaur world. Meanwhile, mammals began to evolve in ways that were previously not possible. Without the massive herbivores and carnivores of the dinosaur world, mammals were able to adapt and become the dominant life forms on Earth. Some mammals grew larger, evolving into creatures like the mammoth, while others adapted to specialized diets and behaviors, leading to the development of diverse species such as primates and cetaceans. The rise of mammals was a direct result of the environmental opportunities left by the dinosaurs' extinction. As the planet healed, new life forms emerged, each adapted to the changing environment and ecosystems. The KT extinction event was one of the most significant moments in Earth's history. It was a time of profound loss, but it was also a time of renewal and change. The disappearance of the dinosaurs left the Earth forever altered, but it also made way for the evolution of new species that would go on to dominate the planet. The Earth's ecosystems were transformed, and new forms of life emerged to fill the ecological niches once occupied by the dinosaurs. Reflecting on this transition, we see that the extinction of the dinosaurs was not simply an end, but a beginning. A beginning for mammals, birds, and other creatures that would eventually rise to take the place of the mighty dinosaurs. The extinction event forced life on Earth to evolve rapidly, adapting to the changing environment and creating a new world filled with diverse species. Over millions of years, mammals would rise to fill the spaces left by the dinosaurs, eventually leading to the creation of human life. This moment in time was both tragic and transformative. The dinosaurs, which had ruled the Earth for over 160 million years, were gone, but life on Earth did not stop. It continued to evolve, adapt, and change, slowly but surely, building the world that we know today. The legacy of the dinosaurs remains in the bones and fossils they left behind, in the ecosystems they once shaped, and in the evolutionary path they set the Earth on. Though their reign ended in a flash, the dinosaur story is far from over. It lives on in the animals we see today, in the birds that soar through the sky, and in the mammals that dominate the Earth. The dinosaurs may have been wiped out, but their legacy continues to shape our world. The extinction of the dinosaurs was a turning point in the story of life on Earth. With the dinosaurs gone, the stage was set for mammals and other creatures to rise to prominence. The Cenozoic era, often called the Age of Mammals, began, and the Earth saw the rise of new life forms that would eventually become the dominant species on the planet. It is within this new era that we, as humans, would eventually evolve. This transition reminds us that life on Earth is always in flux. Nothing is permanent, and every age has its rise and fall. The extinction of the dinosaurs opened the door for the rise of mammals, and eventually the development of human life. It is a reminder that change is a constant force in the natural world, and that every event, whether a catastrophe or a moment of peace, sets the stage for something new to emerge. The story of the dinosaurs' rise and fall is a testament to the resilience of life on Earth and the endless cycle of creation and destruction that shapes the planet. While the dinosaurs may have vanished from the Earth over 65 million years ago, their legacy continues to shape the very planet we inhabit today. The impact of these magnificent creatures on Earth's evolution is profound and far-reaching. While their physical presence may no longer dominate the land, the ecosystems they left behind and the evolutionary paths they set in motion have shaped the future of life on Earth in ways we are still discovering. The Earth they once ruled is a planet forever altered by their presence, and the lessons we learn from their rise and fall resonate across the ages. Dinosaurs were not just creatures of size. They were integral to the ecosystems of their time. Their presence in every ecological niche, from towering herbivores like Brachiosaurus to swift predators like Tyrannosaurus rex, helped establish the complex food chains and interactions that sustained life during the Mesozoic era. These ecosystems, built around the dinosaurs, laid the foundation for future life on Earth. The impact of dinosaurs extended far beyond their size and power. They were key players in shaping the landscapes they inhabited. As herbivores consumed vast amounts of plant life and carnivores hunted smaller species, they helped regulate the balance of life on Earth, ensuring that no one group of species became too dominant. In addition to shaping the ecosystems of their time, dinosaurs' evolution also influenced future species in a profound way. The evolutionary innovations that allowed dinosaurs to thrive were passed down to later species, many of which evolved directly from them. Birds, the only surviving descendants of the theropod dinosaurs, are the most direct link to the ancient creatures that once roamed the Earth. Dinosaurs' unique skeletal structures, behaviors, and adaptations were inherited by their avian descendants, who carry on their legacy in modern ecosystems. Birds, with their powerful flight and intricate behaviors, continue to play the same ecological roles as their dinosaur ancestors did, serving as both predators and prey in their respective food chains. Dinosaurs also played a crucial role in shaping the plant life of the Earth. The large herbivores of the Mesozoic era, such as Triceratops and Stegosaurus, were vital to the evolution of plant life, as they grazed on the vegetation that grew in the lush, prehistoric landscapes. Their feeding habits helped shape the plant life of the time by preventing certain species from dominating the landscape and ensuring that a variety of plants could thrive. Some plants developed unique adaptations in response to the feeding habits of herbivores, such as thorns, toxic chemicals, or faster-growing leaves to compensate for grazing. The interaction between plants and herbivores created an ever-changing dynamic in the ecosystems of the Mesozoic, one that allowed both plant and animal life to evolve together. Furthermore, the evolutionary path taken by dinosaurs helped establish patterns in how life on Earth evolves to fill ecological niches. The diverse groups of dinosaurs, from the giant, long-necked sauropods to the small, agile velociraptors, showed how species could adapt to fill every possible role in an ecosystem. Their evolution highlighted the importance of specialized traits, from the massive size of herbivores to the predatory adaptations of carnivores. This concept of specialization influenced future animal life, including mammals, which would later evolve to fill the niches left by the dinosaurs after their extinction. While the dinosaurs' physical forms were wiped from the planet, the evolutionary principles they helped establish continue to influence life today. The diversity of life that emerged after the dinosaurs' extinction was, in many ways, a direct result of the ecosystems and evolutionary pressures that dinosaurs created. Mammals, which were relatively small and insignificant during the reign of the dinosaurs, began to evolve rapidly in the absence of their gigantic competitors. Without dinosaurs, it is unlikely that mammals would have risen to dominate the Earth in the way they did. The rapid diversification of mammals after the extinction event helped fill the ecological niches that were once occupied by dinosaurs, leading to the eventual rise of humans and other modern animals. The story of the dinosaurs, from their rise to their fall, is not just a tale of creatures that once ruled the Earth. It is a story of evolution, adaptation, and the intricate web of life that shapes our planet. The legacy of the dinosaurs is evident in every part of the Earth's ecosystems, from the animals that evolved from them to the plants and environments that adapted in their wake. We continue to study their fossils, their bones, and their footprints, learning more each day about how they lived and what their extinction means for the future of life on Earth. The legacy of the dinosaurs, therefore, is not just something of the past. It is a living, breathing part of our present and future. Thanks to the dedicated work of paleontologists and their tireless efforts in the field, we have uncovered the remnants of ancient creatures that once roamed our planet. These fossils, bones, teeth, footprints, and even skin impressions have allowed us to piece together the lives of dinosaurs and gain a deeper understanding of their behaviors, environments, and physical appearances. Over the years, scientists have made groundbreaking discoveries that have drastically changed how we view these ancient creatures. What we once imagined about dinosaurs has evolved from simple skeletal reconstructions to dynamic models that reveal their colors, behaviors, and even the way they might have moved or interacted with their environment. One of the most significant fossil finds in recent history is Sue the T-Rex, one of the most complete and best preserved Tyrannosaurus rex skeletons ever discovered. Found in South Dakota in 1990, Sue's fossil is nearly 90% complete, a rare and extraordinary find for a dinosaur of its size. Sue's discovery provided a wealth of information about T-Rex, from its size and shape to the structure of its skull and teeth. Scientists were able to study Sue's bones to better understand the dinosaur's health, age, and how it may have moved. This fossil has become one of the most famous examples of a dinosaur, offering critical insights into the life of one of the planet's most fearsome predators. Sue's bones have been extensively studied, revealing not only the physical traits of T-Rex, but also some surprising details about its life. For example, it was found that Sue had suffered several injuries during its life, including broken bones that likely healed over time. These discoveries challenge the old image of dinosaurs as simple, cold-blooded creatures, and suggest they may have had more complex behaviors, such as healing injuries and possibly even nurturing their young. The discovery of feathered dinosaurs has also been one of the most transformative revelations in modern paleontology. For much of history, dinosaurs were imagined as reptilian giants with scaly, lizard-like skin. However, discoveries in the late 20th century began to change this perception. Fossils of small theropods, like Velociraptor and Archaeopteryx, showed evidence of feathers. This discovery was revolutionary, as it connected dinosaurs to modern birds and changed our understanding of how some dinosaurs might have looked and behaved. The realization that some dinosaurs had feathers opened up new questions about the appearance, temperature regulation, and even behavior of dinosaurs. It suggested that not all dinosaurs were scaly reptiles, but that some, particularly theropods, had warm, feathered bodies similar to modern-day birds. One of the key discoveries that helped cement the idea of feathered dinosaurs was the finding of Sinosauropteryx in 1996, a small feathered dinosaur from China. This fossil was preserved well enough to reveal evidence of simple, filament-like feathers along its tail and body. Over time, more and more feathered dinosaurs were found, with feathers ranging from simple filaments to more complex, modern-looking feathers. These discoveries suggest that feathers were not only used for flight, but may have also served as insulation, camouflage, or for mating displays. In fact, some of the most recent fossil discoveries show that even some larger dinosaurs, such as Therizinosaurus, may have had feather-like structures, further blurring the lines between dinosaurs and birds. This connection between dinosaurs and modern birds has reshaped how we understand dinosaur behavior as well. The idea that birds evolved from dinosaurs has led scientists to re-examine how these ancient creatures might have interacted with their environment. For example, some scientists now believe that certain dinosaur behaviors, such as nesting and parental care, may have been more complex than previously thought. The discovery of nesting sites in the fossil record, where evidence of dinosaur eggs and juvenile fossils were found, suggests that some dinosaurs cared for their young, much like modern birds. This insight has added another layer to our understanding of dinosaur behavior, making them seem less like cold-blooded reptiles and more like the warm-blooded creatures they evolved into. The modern era of paleontology has not only transformed our understanding of the physical appearance of dinosaurs, but has also reshaped how we think about their behavior and the environments they lived in. The study of fossils has revealed that many dinosaurs were far more dynamic than we once imagined. From feathered creatures that could have flown or glided to large, powerful predators that might have cared for their young, dinosaurs were far more complex and varied than the simple, static reptiles they were once thought to be. Today, scientists continue to make new discoveries, each one adding a new layer to our understanding of these ancient creatures. The work of paleontologists continues to provide us with a deeper, richer picture of the lives of dinosaurs, helping us appreciate their role in Earth's history. Dinosaurs have not only shaped the planet, but they have also captured our imagination in ways few other creatures have. From their majestic, towering forms to their mysterious, often catastrophic end, dinosaurs continue to inspire awe and curiosity in people of all ages. They are more than just ancient reptiles. They are symbols of power, mystery, and the unfathomable passage of time. Throughout the years, dinosaurs have fascinated generations, becoming an enduring part of our cultural consciousness. Whether in movies, books, or museums, they remain some of the most captivating subjects for exploration and creative expression. In popular culture, dinosaurs have become a permanent fixture. Movies, television shows, and books have presented these creatures in countless ways, from terrifying predators to heroic companions. The Jurassic Park franchise is perhaps the most famous example of dinosaurs in modern media. Since the release of Steven Spielberg's Jurassic Park in 1993, the iconic dinosaurs in this series have captured the imaginations of millions. The film's groundbreaking special effects brought dinosaurs to life in a way that had never been seen before, showing audiences not only their terrifying power, but also their stunning beauty. With lifelike CGI models and animatronics, Jurassic Park made dinosaurs feel real, and they became an integral part of the movie's success. The film and its sequels continue to entertain, educate, and inspire, creating a sense of wonder that draws audiences back to the ancient world time and time again. Beyond the silver screen, dinosaurs have become a staple in children's books, animated films, and even video games. From the Land Before Time series, which introduced a whole generation of young viewers to the world of dinosaurs through its emotional storytelling, to video games like Ark: Survival Evolved, where players can encounter and interact with realistic dinosaur models in a prehistoric world. Dinosaurs remain a fascinating part of modern entertainment. Their appeal is universal. Young children, who are naturally curious about the world, are particularly drawn to dinosaurs, and the endless array of books, toys, and educational material designed around them continues to captivate young minds. The popularity of dinosaurs in various media forms helps children learn about the natural world, while simultaneously sparking a sense of wonder and curiosity. Dinosaurs also play a significant role in scientific education. Museums such as the Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History and the American Museum of Natural History house some of the world's most impressive fossil collections, where visitors can view the remains of ancient creatures and learn about their existence. These institutions allow people to explore the science of paleontology, fostering a deeper understanding of how life evolved over millions of years. The presence of dinosaur fossils in museums around the world serves as both a visual spectacle and a tangible connection to Earth's distant past. For many, visiting these exhibits is an awe-inspiring experience. Seeing the remains of creatures that once ruled the Earth brings a sense of wonder and respect for the natural world. Even in the realm of education, dinosaurs have a lasting impact. They are often one of the first topics children are taught about when learning about prehistoric life. Teachers and scientists use the captivating appeal of dinosaurs to engage young minds in discussions about evolution, extinction, and the scientific method. Dinosaurs provide a perfect bridge for teaching children about the Earth's geological history, as they can learn about the processes that have shaped life on Earth, from the formation of fossils to the study of ancient ecosystems. The fossilized bones and preserved tracks that paleontologists study tell a story not only of the dinosaurs themselves, but of the changing planet they lived on. By studying these ancient creatures, we gain insight into the past and a better understanding of how life on Earth has evolved. In pop culture, dinosaurs serve as a reminder of the immense scale and complexity of life on Earth. Their image is synonymous with the natural world's grandeur, serving as metaphors for power, survival, and even extinction. The mystery surrounding their sudden disappearance, combined with their awe-inspiring size, continues to fuel our fascination with them. Whether portrayed as majestic and peaceful or fearsome and terrifying, dinosaurs are flexible symbols in the human imagination. They represent both the triumph of life and the fragility of existence. In a world of constant change, Dinosaurs remind us that nothing lasts forever, yet the impact of their existence continues to resonate in ways that transcend time. In many ways, dinosaurs symbolize the untold stories of the Earth's past. We may never know everything about the way they lived, but their legacy endures. Every time we encounter a depiction of a dinosaur, whether in a movie, a museum, or a book, we are reminded of the vastness of the natural world and the wonders that still lie hidden beneath the surface. They are creatures of the past, yet they are as relevant today as ever, a testament to the power of imagination, science, and the desire to understand the world around us. As we reflect on the rise and fall of the dinosaurs, we are reminded of a time when these magnificent creatures ruled the earth. From the smallest, agile predators to the largest, lumbering giants, the dinosaurs once dominated every corner of the planet. For over 160 million years, they thrived and evolved in ways we can only begin to understand. Their size, diversity, and adaptability allowed them to fill every ecological niche, from the tallest trees to the deep oceans. But as we know, their reign ended in a moment of unimaginable disaster. A single event, one of cosmic proportions, brought their world crashing down, forever altering the course of life on Earth. The asteroid impact, combined with volcanic eruptions, created a world where nothing could survive. The massive creatures that once roamed freely were gone in an instant, leaving the Earth to recover and evolve in new ways. Yet, the story of the dinosaurs is not one of tragedy alone. It is a story of resilience, adaptation, and the delicate balance of life on Earth. The dinosaurs' rise to dominance was not the result of sheer power alone, but of millions of years of adaptation to an ever-changing environment. Their fall, too, was not just the result of a single catastrophic event, but the culmination of forces that had shaped the Earth for eons. The asteroid impact, while devastating, was just one chapter in a longer story of life, evolution, and extinction. The Earth has witnessed many such changes, and through each, life has continued to adapt and evolve, taking new forms and creating new opportunities for survival. The rise and fall of the dinosaurs serves as a reminder of the power of nature. It teaches us that, no matter how vast or powerful life may seem, it is ultimately subject to the forces of nature. The dinosaurs, in their time, were the rulers of the Earth, but even they could not withstand the sudden, catastrophic changes brought about by an unpredictable universe. Their extinction is a humbling reminder that, no matter how advanced or dominant a species becomes, it is always at the mercy of the natural world. The same forces that shaped the dinosaurs' evolution and dominance were the ones that led to their downfall. As we look to the future, we, too, must remember our place in time. Just as the dinosaurs once ruled the Earth, we now share it with other creatures. Our time, too, is fleeting, and though we may not face the same dramatic extinction event as the dinosaurs, we are still bound by the same forces of nature that shaped their world. Life continues to evolve, as it always has. The future is unknown, and just as the dinosaurs were swept away by a cataclysmic event, we must recognize that we, too, are part of an ever-changing journey. We must learn to respect the planet, its ecosystems, and the delicate balance that sustains all life. In this moment, let us reflect on the gift of time. time is fleeting, yet infinite. It is the most mysterious force we know, constantly moving forward, shaping our lives and the world around us. Like the dinosaurs, our place in time is only temporary. Yet the impact we leave on the world can last far beyond our lifetimes. As we navigate our own lives, let us remember the dinosaurs, and let their story remind us of the importance of living with awareness, respect, and gratitude for the time we have. Thank you for joining me on this peaceful journey through the rise and fall of the dinosaurs. Let their ancient story remind us of the fleeting nature of time as we drift into the quiet of our own lives. Just as the dinosaurs once ruled the earth, we too will leave our mark and in time fade into the past. But the story of life on Earth continues, as it always has. May we move forward with mindfulness, appreciating the beauty of the present and the endless possibilities